Hi, everyone. 2 days in a row. Woo! So, relationships. It was like, I gotta talk about this. I gotta talk about this. Why? Let me just first let you know that I've spent most of my life searching for my soulmate. And I think I've shared this before. Most of my life searching for that soulmate, that one person that will fulfill my life, that will make me feel safe, that will make me feel loved, that will brighten up my life, that will be like the gift from the universe for me specifically, right? To let me know I've accomplished something. I've reached my destination of whatever, I don't even know. And so today, that is no more the goal or the interest. It doesn't deny that, yes, I would love to be in a relationship, and yet it really has a very different feel to me. Like, it's got to be something really worth my time, my energy, mainly my time, right? But I wanted to share this nugget with you because I'm starting to notice really intense things when it comes to relationships. So, back in the day, women were married off at a really, really young age because they're scared that they lose their virginity. It's not good for women not to be in a marital relationship because they need to have money, they need to feel safe, they need to be protected, they need to be respected. And anyone who wasn't married at a very early age were looked down upon, right? We're pitied in a sense. So I'm just taking you back in time, just like not even that far back, just to feel how it's so much part of the program in our system. So it started off with protecting women, girls, they were girls at the time, protecting these girls where the families need to get rid of them to make sure that they're safe, that they're not responsible for them losing their virginity, which is a big taboo, right? So that was happening. And then so it's gone from generation to generation. Don't forget all the generations, all the ancestors, all that DNA is still within our system. We're breaking free of that right now, but we may not be breaking free in the right way. So here I am to just let you know that this is where we've moved from. We're moving towards a more freer world, right? Somewhere where you need to be more selective with who you will spend your time with. Most of us have suffered, most of us, not all, most of us, a lot of us have suffered through narcissistic relationships out of the desperation to have our happily ever after. Yes, the name of my book, and I wrote it for that reason. The pretend happily ever after. So the pretend happily ever after, it's still going on. You watch movies, you watch anything, you get online, anyone's happily ended story in a movie, they find the perfect partner that brings them so much joy, they feel at peace, they have success in their career, in a career that they never thought would be part of what their life looks like. They get this ultimate amazing best friends, these friends that are just perfect for them, the great success at what they do because they do from their heart and passion, and they meet the perfect man. That is the completion of the Earth program that we've been fed, that means you have succeeded, right? You are a success in your life. But the best, biggest accomplishment ever that everyone is seeking. I mean, people go get their tarots read, go to intuitives, go to read their astrology. Relationship is always one of the first questions. Am I going to leave the person I'm with because I'm unhappy? Will I find somebody else? Right? So relationships seem to be this thing that we are incomplete if they're not part of our lives. We don't really exist if we're not part of it. For women, it's I'm not safe, I'm not taken care of, I'm completely alone. I am excluded from the secret society of married people, right? So just don't forget that we are coming out of an age where marriage to anyone was important. Any old person was very important. Just get married before you get too old, before it's too late, right? So relationships were perceived in that sense as a desperation, as the perfect end result. Now, nobody really cared at all If the people in the relationship together are happy, are getting along, are in harmony, are growing together, have the same values, have the same, upbringing, have the same perceptions of life, are heading towards the same end goal, none of that really mattered. All that mattered was to be in a relationship. That still happens till today. That still happens till today. Even though we tell ourselves we've changed, we're different, it has to be a specific kind of person, the desperation in having a relationship supersedes, with a lot of people, supersedes everything else. There's like the stupidity that takes over humanity. I'm included with the stupidity, or I used to be, right? There's like a stupidity that takes over. Anything just to have a partner. Anything to feel like I'm complete. Anything to feel that I am better just because someone is in my life, just because I'm married to someone, I'm in a partnership, I'm whatever. I even know people who will be in and this is in our time. This isn't in somebody else's timeline. In our time, people will choose to be in a relationship with somebody just because they are afraid that in the future they're going to be alone, they're going to get sick and no one's there to take care of them. Somehow, some way, people are so desperate to be in a relationship that they come up with this future fear to settle for anything that comes their way that they're kind of like, and they can talk themselves into liking this person just to be in a relationship because they don't want to be alone in the future, old and no one taking care of them. And once they find somebody that may not be the best match, that may cause mayhem in their lives and havoc within their families and their friends, they're latching on for dear life because their biggest fear is they're going to be alone in the future. Now, how do they even know that this person may live till then? What if this person dies before they're old and decrepit? What happens then? Right? So we are constantly in a state of panic and we feel unworthy, completely unworthy if we're not in a relationship, if we're not in a comfortable relationship with someone. That's how we feel. This destroys us. It destroys us psychologically, emotionally, socially, in every form possible because we start feeling less than those that have found partners. So, for example, the people who have found partners, somehow they're higher on this kind of scale. There's a scale, like those who have partners, they're doing good, right? Those who are successful, single and successful, not so good, but with partner and successful, oh, these are the creme de la creme of every dream in society. We have that in our movies. We have that in our beliefs. We have a ton of apps just designed for relationships. How to find a relationship, how to be in a relationship. Like, oh my goodness, the program is all based on you don't deserve anything. You are unworthy. You're not part of anything if you are not in a relationship, a serious, committed relationship with someone where you can play house with. Isn't it exhausting though? So many people are single today. So many people are not finding that one partner that they actually resonate with because we're all evolving at the speed of light right now. We're all discovering who we are. And yes, it would be so much fun to evolve with someone if we can all evolve at the same speed, with the same insights, and have that kind of companionship. However, I truly believe the time is here right now for us to know how to be individuals, understand who we are outside of a relationship with someone, so that when we do attract that relationship, whether we do or not, when that does happen, there is no desperation. It doesn't feel like an accomplishment. It doesn't feel like, I'm a success now because I'm with someone and now I belong to the society of... No, it feels nothing more than, hey, I've just met a great friend. I've just had this work experience. I've moved on from here. Have whatever. It's like everything else that appears in life. It's not the ultimate goal. It's not the thing that makes you or breaks you. I understand the loneliness. I get it. I get it feels lonely and you want someone to check up on you and to call you and to hold your hand and to take you out and to have sex with. I get it. I completely understand. I'm human too. However, lovely, beautiful souls, just know one thing. You can have the relationship, but it means nothing about who you specifically are. It doesn't make you less of a person, and it doesn't make you better of a person. It is not the gift of the universe. Well, you've done really well in your evolution and your spiritual awakening, so here's your partner for life that is wonderful. That's what I used to believe. That's what I was waiting for. When's the gift coming? Haven't I worked really, really, really good on myself where I'm like this fantabulous partner now? Where's the partner to test it out on? That's not how it is, because that is not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is not to, now it's every kind of relationship possible. I mean, just watch all the movies. They're all rotating around relationships. Right? Happily ever afters are when you find the partner, when they get along, when they get married, when they resonate. And so many people stay in relationships, whether they resonate or not, whether everybody agrees with it or not, whether the whole world is like I know someone that lost her, like her family won't talk to her kids can't be around her anymore because she's just changed completely in total obsession that she's finally in a relationship, that she's just lost so many people out of her life and can't breathe without this person because she feels worthy now. Somebody loves me. That in itself is something for us to look into, the desperation for it. And lots of people don't want to be in a relationship the way it used to be. They're like, no, I still need my space. I need my time. There are things I need to do. So that's nice. You can have a relationship from 2 different homes and still meet and exchange and maybe move into a home together. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. This whole entire life and this whole entire information that's coming down upon me is basically to say, just recognize, because now we are awakening from the program. Recognize what is the program that has been embedded ancestrally through the movies, through stories, in us, in our bodies, on how important it is for women, specifically women, to be in a relationship so they can be happy, they can feel stable, they can feel secure, they can belong to the rest of the community, they can be part of everyone, and they don't get the pity look like, oh. Do men get pity looks? I'm sorry, men, I don't mean to judge you at all, but honestly, when a man is a bachelor, ooh, he's a bachelor, right? He's going to go around and be with all women, and that's what women are trying to do now. They're like, well, I want to be a bachelor, I want to sleep with all men. They're not correct, and the way we are not correct. We don't need to be men. We don't need to imitate them to feel freedom. That's just utter nonsense. That's not how feminism works, right? We're not in competition with them, like everything they're doing, because they're not even doing the smartest things, to be quite honest. I don't even know why we're in competition with them. If men can do it, I can do it. Well, yeah, of course you can, but you want to. It's like that's what life looks like. No, it doesn't. Are these the delights? Like, are men actually delighting in life? No, they're not. They're bored out of their wits. They're abusive. They're mean. They're cruel. Not all men. Some men, because of how much power they had, right? But women in general need to be in this relationship to feel safe, to feel loved, to feel all this stuff. And I get it. I'm just saying, let's recognize that these are thoughts that have been programmed within our system to believe that we must have a relationship so that we can feel fulfilled, right? But you walk into all those people who are not in healthy relationships. I mean, healthy relationships where they're both emotionally intelligent people, right? Walk into their homes. They're frustrated and angry and upset, right? And looking for their freedom and trying to convince their partner to see their way, and this partner see my way, and this one doesn't fulfill her needs, and she doesn't fulfill his needs, and it's just a mess, and each one's focused on the other, but no one will leave it. We're going to stick to it because I've won a prize that I am in a relationship. Anyway, I don't know. I'm very heated up about this topic. And I think I'm heated up about it, and it triggers me because I was that person. Years ago, I was that person. I was that person that the relationship was of top priority, was the greatest accomplishment, right? Was the movie. It was the movie, right? It's going to surprise you. It's going to make you. And I'm sure it makes everyone feel really good at the beginning of it. And I'm sure it makes everyone feel really good when they are in healthy relationships and healthy dynamics. And that's maybe what to look for. To look for that and nothing less than that. For our tolerance level to go really down and our worth to go really up. So that men can start working on themselves as much as women are working so much on themselves. So we can find our equals, because we're equal now, right? We know how to be safe on our own. We delight in love and tenderness and hugs and kisses and all this wonderful stuff, and we do need it. But it's not the ultimate goal. You're not on planet Earth for that. That is not your reason. That is not why you're here. I hope this is making sense, and I hope this gave some insight to whoever this information is meant to be for, because it's just been like, I gotta say this live. I gotta say this live. So I don't know how many people this is going to resonate with. Please tell me if this was a message for you. If you resonated, I feel like it's going to resonate with quite a bit of people. Let me know if it resonates. Let me know if this is something that you're due to this video, you're able to see differently or understand, like, yeah, what is this nagging drive? I'm kind of happy alone, but there's this nagging drive, right? I'm happy alone, but there's a nagging drive. Recognize that. Feel into it and say, is this really me? Or is this just the program from the ancestors all the way down to every movie, every show, every book, everything we read? That is the biggest thing that's always being said, right? All kinds of relationships now, right? Gays and lesbians and the same sex and opposite sex, it doesn't matter. It's all relationships. Infiltrate, right? Like, it's just insane. Anyway, so I believe humans are more worthy, and their journey here on planet Earth is not only to find a partner. I believe it's a lot larger than that, and it's a lot simpler than that. So, as always, I ask you, please, if you watch this video, give me your thumbs up, give me a heart, give me a hug. If this resonates, if you like what I share, so that I can continue to share, and feel free to share knowing that I'm actually of service and of benefit to the community, and I want to know how many people are actually watching and enjoying what I share. Leave your comments at the bottom if you have questions, and let me know if this video resonates with you. I love you deeply and dearly. Take care of yourselves, beautiful, beautiful souls. Bye.